Potently, some of them are hepatotoxic, and what we observe is that these cells are the first to be damaged because these are closest to the hepatic portal vein. Okay? Right now I'm doing a little just supervising a research project of a graduate student, and that student is looking at a plant that has a phenomenal effect on cholesterol, okay? On cholesterol. And what you observe is that the cells, so these animals were given cholesterol-rich diets, first of all. And what you notice, I'm going to try to bring a couple of the slides today, is that the hepatocytes in this zone that is closely related to the hepatic portal vein are just filled with fat. So you get what's called a fatty degeneration of the liver. Alright? So when we look at these hepatocytes, you can see all of the fat deposition in there. And as you trace it going towards the central vein, you can see that that fat deposition is decreasing. Because these are the hepatocytes that are first encountering the blood as they're coming from the gut, and as we go along here, obviously clearing it of the cholesterol. And also with drugs, as I said, potently, treated a lot of plant extract. Alright? What's happening there? So very important to appreciate, that's the hepatic portal vein, which is found where? Actually, where is the hepatic portal vein found? Monique, where's the hepatic portal vein found? Posterior to the neck of the pancreas. By what? A union of the splenic vein with the superior mesenteric vein. Alright? And that's going to ascend in the hepatoduodenal ligament and divide into a right and a left branch. Okay? And then ramify through the liver. Okay? And this is now at the interlobular level in the interlobular connective tissue. Alright? And there we see now the proper hepatic artery. That proper hepatic artery is a branch of what we need? Proper hepatic artery, where is that coming from? On the common hepatic. So remember that the celiac axis has how many branches? Three. Left gastric, the splenic, and the common hepatic. So then just above the pancreas, the celiac axis comes off and branches like a letter T. Going to the left is the tortuous splenic artery on the superior border of the pancreas. Going to the right is the common hepatic. That common hepatic is going to give an ascending branch, which is the proper hepatic, and the descending branch, which is your retroduodenal. Which passes retroduodenal. The gastroduodenal artery. So that proper hepatic artery is now going to divide into right and left hepatic arteries, and then it's going to enter. This is only carrying about 25% or so of the blood to the liver. And very interestingly, a lot of books will say it supplies a lot of the connective tissue elements. So we get an admixture of venous blood coming from the gut together with the arterial blood. Now, why do we call it a portal system? There are different portal systems in the body. Because basically, before we get the final venous return, we find basically passing through two capillary networks. So, in the wall of the gut, so we have the main arteries feeding into the wall of the gut, and now breaking down intercapillary plexus, picking up the nutrients, then carrying them to the liver, and then now the liver percolating through a very intricate sinusoidal type system, which is like a capillary plexus within the between the hepatic plates. Finally now going to the central vein and then emptying through the hepatic veins, sublobular veins, hepatic veins into the IVC. So there are two plexiform systems intervening between the venous return. And when we do the endocrine system, we'll see in the brain and pituitary gland that there's another system like that, another portal system known as the portohypophyseal system. Alright? So remember now, there are two routes. One is a route of carrying blood through the sinusoids to the central vein, and we want to say that those sinusoidal spaces, that the endothelium is not applied directly, it's not really touching directly on the hepatocytes, but that intervening between the sinusoidal space, the sinusoidal wall, and the hepatocyte is what's known as a space of disease space. And that disease space is thought basically to be involved in the lymphatic return from the liver. Okay? So there's a sinusoidal lining, and that sinusoidal lining now is separated from the hepatocytes. And these hepatocytes have microvilli. You can't see it here, but obviously there's a lot of absorption by the hepatocytes. So there are microvilli, and there is a very important space, and that space is located right between the sinusoidal lining, and you can see right here between that and the hepatocyte, right there, and that's a space of disease. Okay. Now the gland, the liver, is also described, you see, as a tubular serous gland, compound tubular serous gland. Why? Because intervening now between the hepatocytes, so there we get some hepatocytes. Let's try to find it right here. Wait. Alright. So there is the bile duct. So there is the bile duct here. Now if we were to use the electron microscope and section right between these hepatocytes here, so right here, if I were to just take a little section like that, put it under the ultramicrotome, cut it, and look at it under the electron microscope, I will see that they are intervening between those two hepatocytes, bile canaliculi. Okay? And microvilli are involved in this surface here. So they're bile canaliculi. Okay? And I'm sure in the lecture you found, you're told now that where these bile canaliculi come together and give what are called the ducts of Herring. So sometimes known as Herring's ducts. Alright? Okay, so they're bile canaliculi now that are intervening. So between the hepatocytes, so there's two flows. There's a flow of blood going from the portal triad to the central vein. However, there's a flow going in the opposite direction. So bile is being formed, and bile is now moving in between. So where the hepatocytes are coming together, they are what are referred to as bile canaliculi. And these are microscopic. So it's really like a tubular gland. So the hepatocytes are forming a tubular gland. So we can talk about the liver acinus. So in the liver there are three types of functional units, three things that we talk about. One, a hepatic lobule. Two, a portal lobule. And three, a liver acinus. Okay? The liver acinus is just like a normal gland, which is tubular and is represented by the bile canaliculi and the surrounding cells, now emptying in the secretion of the liver into the bile ducts. Okay? On the other hand, we can look at the liver. Let me just use another example here.